Hello, my name is Michelle, and this is my 2024 Lolita wardrobe post. 2024 will be my 5th year in the fashion, so I definitely consider myself more of an intermediate Lolita at this point. I've amassed a collection that I feel I can be really proud of. I worked really hard to search for good deals and to find my dream pieces, and I've been very fortunate in that regard, so I hope that you will enjoy looking at them. The biggest change from last year, I would say, is that last year all but 2 of my dresses were from Metamorphose, and while my wardrobe is still like 90% Meta, I've definitely made an effort to add more brands into my repertoire over the past year, so I hope you'll enjoy seeing those as well. Let's get started. So, if you watched either of my past 2 wardrobe posts, you will have seen that I used to store all of my clothes on this one rack. That wasn't really working anymore because it did collapse under its own weight. We had reached critical mass. I added this second rack, which is actually 2 racks in one, so everything fits a lot more comfortably now, which I'm really pleased with. There's even a little bit of room for new additions. And on the topic of new additions, I did pre-order a dress from Metamorphose that I just got the shipping notification for. I don't know if it'll arrive in time for me to add to this video, but we shall see. First up in the black portion of my wardrobe is Twinkle Journey. This is the 2021 open front JSK in the regular length. Despite it being the shorter of the 2 versions, this is actually one of my longest dresses. I actually bought a petticoat specifically for this dress because all of my shorter petticoats looked a bit awkward with it. This is one of the first JSKs I ever bought from Metamorphose. It's either the 2nd or 3rd brand piece I ever owned, and it's one of my absolute favorites. Twinkle Journey is an iconic print. It has so many lovely details to behold. I love anything with a castle and treasure on it, and because there's so many fun little details in the print, there's lots of different ways that you can coordinate it. Of all of the Twinkle Journey colorways over the years, Black Sky Green Grass has always been my favorite, so I was so excited when they re-released it in this colorway. Although this is called an underbust cut, it's not underbust on me. It's more of like a low round neckline, which I do find to be very pretty and flattering, so no complaints from me. Just be aware that if you have a larger chest, it's not going to be underbust on you. Either way, I just love this dress to pieces. It's one of my all-time favorites, and I feel really lucky to have it in my collection. I will say that one anecdote I believe I've shared in the past is that I met someone once who owned the original release of Twinkle Journey, and they commented that the fabric used for this 2021 release was like identical to the original release, and I think that really signifies that Meta has maintained their quality standards over the years. I actually now own a second cut of Twinkle Journey, not the original release, but one from 2015, and I can confirm that the fabric is basically the same between the 2 of them. Next up, we have my first Angelic Pretty dress. This is Magical Etoile in the 2008 JSK cut. I absolutely adore Magical Etoile. It's one of my all-time favorite Angelic Pretty prints. I love carnival and sort of festival themed prints in general, and I do think that this print looks so lovely in black. All of the colorways are nice, but I think the contrast is especially eye-catching in the black colorway. This is tied for the oldest main piece in my wardrobe since it was released in 2008, and it's one of 2 dresses in my wardrobe that has a built-in petticoat, so the poof is definitely outstanding. This JSK was altered by a local couture shop in my town, which unfortunately is no longer doing alterations. I shouldn't be sad because it's like a good reason that they're not doing alterations anymore. The girl, or the head designer who owns the shop, designed a dress that was worn on a red carpet, and then her business really took off and she no longer had time for alterations, which is, you know, good, but it was nice having somebody in my area that I could trust with my Lolita pieces. So I'm definitely on the search for a person to sort of replace her. Either way, I love this JSK. It's so festive and fun, and it's really comfortable ever since it's been altered. I actually wore this to Universal Studios recently. I was in the park for 8 or 9 hours, and I found it to be very comfortable, very easy to wear and get around in. I actually noticed that this dress had pockets while in the park. I hadn't noticed that up until then, so definitely a great find in that regard. I actually also own the matching head bow for this dress. It's really cute and has a little Eiffel Tower charm, which I love. I was really lucky to get this JSK and head bow together as a set for $150 at a swap meet, so I'm very pleased with this purchase. Next up is my second of 3 Angelic Pretty dresses. This is Daydream Carnival in the Memorial JSK. This particular JSK was released alongside a couple of other special sets of prints to commemorate the opening / reopening of a few different Angelic Pretty stores in 2014. This is definitely my favorite cut the Daydream Carnival has been released in because it's just so versatile. The bodice is rather simple, but it still has enough detail that it could be dressed up for a meet or for a tea party. But at the same time, I don't feel like it's so extravagant that I couldn't wear it to like run some errands or to just go shopping. So I get to wear it a lot, and I'm really pleased about that fact. One aspect of this dress that I did not realize before I got it is that if you look closely, I don't know if it'll show well on camera, the gold portions of this print actually are like metallic. They sparkle and shine in the sunlight. It's such a lovely detail, and I just feel really lucky to have this dress in my wardrobe. This one was altered by the same couture shop that I mentioned earlier. She added those side panels, which make it fit a lot more easily. It's one of my most comfortable dresses post alteration, so I do wear this one quite often. I'm also just a sucker for black, pink, white as a color combination, and this is one of my favorite examples of that. I was lucky enough to get the matching head bow when I bought it, so I pretty much always wear the matching head bow with this. I like to layer bows, and this one is like a really nice size that can be layered with other bows easily, so definitely one of my favorite sets. Next up is Starlit Apothecary. This is the most recent release from Sleepyland, which is a US-based indie brand. They do just incredible work. Their designs are so adorable, and I've been really pleased with both dresses that I own from them. If you look at the bodice of this JSK, I mean, look at that detail. Look at all the lace, look at the beading, the little crystal charms. Everything about this JSK is so immaculate and well constructed. I'm just really blown away with the quality here. This is also a cotton dress, which you don't see as often with indie brands. The print artwork is just so gorgeous, and it's kind of hard to see on camera, but like when you take this dress out in sunlight, out into the real world, it like legit glows. It's so vibrant. I'm really pleased that I got it in the black colorway, although I must admit the other colorways were so adorable as well. I believe this is size 2. I will put on screen what size this was. This release did come in multiple sizes. That's another great thing about Sleepyland. They are definitely very size inclusive, and I do really appreciate that from them. This dress was sold as a set with a matching overdress and head bow. The overdress is kind of hard to hang up because it's like a slippier material, but you can use your imagination there. This head bow is top notch. I find that I wear it a lot with my other black dresses because the print isn't like too much of a dead giveaway that it doesn't match, and this little veil is so great for layering bows. I'm just really pleased with this dress. I'm really happy to have it in my collection, and I hope to collect more Sleepyland pieces in the future. Next up, we have one of my absolute favorites. This is the Swan Lake Frill JSK from Metamorphose. It is tied for the oldest dress in my wardrobe since it was also released in 2008, and it's my other dress that features a built-in petticoat, so the poof is definitely immaculate. This dress was altered by Thistledown Emporium, who just does incredible work. If you are plus sized and looking for an alteration service, I would always recommend Thistledown Emporium. They don't always have availability because it is just one person and they also have a job, so I'm definitely always keeping an eye out for when commissions open because just simply the best in the biz. This print, Swan Lake, is one of my top 3 all-time favorite prints. It's certainly one of my favorite prints that Meta has ever put out. I mean, look at these illustrations. Aren't they just drop dead gorgeous? I can't get over how beautiful it is in person. Like, before I bought this print and when I fell in love with it, I'd only ever seen sort of low-res images of it, which really don't do it justice. Once you see this dress in person, you will be shocked at how gorgeous it is. Also, fun fact, this is my only dress that I refuse to wash at home. I always do research into my prints before I wash them at home, whether that's hand washing or throwing them in the washer on the delicate cycle. Every time I have done research into washing this dress, even as far back as LiveJournal, everybody says don't wash it at home. This colorway especially is known for bleeding pretty profusely, and the purple parts of this print will stain all of the white parts of this dress, and I just don't want that to happen. So I am fully committed to dry cleaning this for the rest of my life, which is, you know, I think a small price to pay for a dress that is so special to me. I just love everything about this dress. It's really cute, really versatile. You can actually remove these shoulder frills and this yoke to make it more of a casual piece, although I don't know if it's ever really that casual. Because it's so precious to me and I'm terrified of staining or damaging it, I really don't wear it out super often, mostly only to like meets and stuff, but it's still very precious to me. Next up is the Hakuoki collaboration pleated JSK from Metamorphose. If you know me, you know that I'm a huge Otome game fan, especially of Hakuoki, and this dress is actually modeled after the design of my favorite character from that game, so I had to have it. This is actually my most expensive secondhand piece. I believe I spent 40,000 yen on it, but because the yen was weak, it was only $300, which is like a lot for a secondhand piece in my opinion, but I've also seen it go for much more since I bought it, so I feel like it was a good investment, if only for the sentimental value it has to me. I'm like literally never going to sell it. I don't anticipate leaving Lolita, but even if that were to happen, I would still keep this dress. The printed fabric is so lovely. It's really ornate and detailed. I love these gold buttons. I love the collar. And a fun sort of, I guess, aspect of this dress is that the skirt portion you see here is actually button on. You can remove it, which means you can wear this as just a jacket and vest, so definitely great OG potential there. All around, it's just one of my most treasured pieces. I don't wear it super often because honestly, I don't have a ton of stuff that matches it. I'm still working on like building up my accessory game for this dress. I anticipate wearing it much more often once I am able to get more things that match it though. Oh, I should also mention this was altered by the couture shop I've mentioned before. They added these side panels which blend in really nicely because it's solid black, and I'm just overall really pleased to have this in my collection. Next up is Sweetberry Gingham from Metamorphose. This was the first piece of brand I ever owned and wore. It is definitely partially responsible for my addiction to Metamorphose. Leading up to buying this dress, I owned only like Taobao pieces, none of which fit me very well. I ended up selling all of them, so this is currently the oldest in terms of acquisition in my wardrobe, but I actually spent my tax return money on this dress, and I like was so nervous leading up to it arriving that it wasn't gonna fit, that I would have wasted my money, and like I was a little bit prepared to sort of put Lolita behind me because I was already sort of at my wit's end when I got this dress, but then I tried it on and it fit, and I felt so beautiful in this dress, and the quality was so incredible that like it reinvigorated my love for Lolita, and it gave me hope that I could be a Lolita. I owe so much to this dress. It means so much to me, and I'm really so grateful to have bought it. I was really on the fence about buying it actually, because I had originally wanted the cream colorway and that was sold out, but the more I looked at this black colorway, the more I fell in love with it, and I eventually just decided to go for it. The print itself is absolutely adorable. I love when glass is used in prints. I love strawberries, I love jam and honey. I actually love making jam in real life. It's one of my favorite hobbies, and so this dress just has so many things going for it. I should also mention there's a little strawberry charm on the waist bow, which is super cute, and sort of to demonstrate my love for this dress, I will say that I don't own any of the official matching accessories for this dress, but I did commission Lily of the Valley Designs to custom make this boater hat for me, which matches. You can see there's little fuzzy bees and little strawberries and this gingham bow. It's just absolutely wonderful, and I love it to pieces. One of my favorite custom pieces I've ever had commissioned, and one of my favorite dresses in my wardrobe. And my last black main piece is the Fantasy Parade Frill Ribbon JSK. This was part of Meta's 2022 winter special sets, and it's actually the same cut as the dress I am wearing now because they were both a part of that same release. I actually passed this one up during the initial release because I only had enough money to buy one of the special sets, and I chose this one, but over time I kind of started to regret passing this up, and it popped up on Closet Child one day, new with tags and with the matching headdress, and I knew what I had to do. I used to own the Shirring JSK of this print in this same colorway, and I made the quick decision to sell that Shirring JSK to finance buying this one, which I think was ultimately a good decision. That Shirring JSK is lovely. I still recommend it if you are plus sized because I do feel the max bust is around 140 centimeters. However, the Shirring JSK is extremely short. Most of Meta's Shirring JSKs are, and this one is just much longer and much better suited to somebody of my height since I am a little tall by Lolita standards. I just all around feel much more comfortable in this version of the JSK, so I'm super pleased to have it in my wardrobe. And I mean, this is really kind of a unique print. Meta is really the only brand that does these sort of photo edited prints, and I absolutely adore the fireworks. The black colorway I think really exemplifies the print theme the most, since it does really look like a night sky. First up in the gray category is Lost Kitten and the Magic Lantern from Metamorphose. This was their Halloween release from a couple of years ago, and it is without a doubt one of my favorite dresses in my wardrobe, which really surprises me. This isn't gothic really, but it's as close to gothic as I typically get, and before buying this dress, I really never understood the appeal of gray, not even outside of Lolita. I've never been a gray person, but I found that since owning this dress, I really have opened my eyes to the beauty of gray and its like potential uses. I just fell in love with this colorway. The other colorways of this dress are very nice, but the gray is just so iconic to me. And the print itself is absolutely lovely. I am always weak for a dress that depicts glass, and I am especially weak for a print that features lanterns, so this really appeals to me on multiple levels. And it's worth noting that I didn't realize this when I bought it, not that I'm complaining, it's beautiful anyways, but this is actually a chiffon print, so the printed fabric is a little bit sheer, and then there's like a solid lining to make the print pop, but because it's chiffon, I have found that it drapes so nicely over a petticoat. The poof is always like perfectly round, and it's just one of my favorite dresses to wear. If any of my Meta dresses that I bought after 2021, I bought in the plus size, and while they all have like the same standard measurements and they all fit me fine, I have found that a few of my plus size dresses stretch a little bit further or have like a longer bodice. Something about them makes them more comfortable and more flattering, and this is one of those dresses. It's probably the most flattering dress in my wardrobe, to be honest. I just always feel pretty and confident when I wear it, so I really appreciate it in that regard. And one other fun little feature is that the shoulder straps are actually functioning belts, so you can move the loops up and down to sort of extend or shorten them depending on what you need. And of course, Meta included extra fabric on the shoulder straps as well if you need to move the buttons down. But I find that because it has that like belt function, it's really easy to adjust to however you like it, and I really appreciate that little detail. This is actually one of few newer Meta releases that I own the matching head accessory for. I don't often buy Meta's matching hair accessories. I'm like a bow person, generally speaking, which I know is ironic considering what I'm wearing today. But at the time of buying this, I didn't have any gray hair accessories, so I figured better play it safe and get the matching one. All around, this is just one of my absolute favorite dresses, and I feel really happy to have it in my wardrobe. Oh, almost forgot. Almost forgot. Batwing waist ties! Batwing waist ties! Next up is the Winnie the Pooh JSK from Hey Newly. This is my first and only main piece from Hey Newly, though I would love to own more stuff from them in the future. This JSK is so lovely. I absolutely adore the cut of it. The like long frilly shoulder straps that extend down the bodice really give me a similar feeling to like cafe dresses, and I adore making cafe cords. I really need to make one with this dress. I will say, so sort of this is long story short, Hey Newly originally ran a Kickstarter for this dress going up to size 2X, and the max bust measurement of the 2X was the same as my bust measurement, and I kind of thought I would be cutting it close, so I forewent that. And then they announced that they were doing extended sizing going up to 4X, I believe, and the 3X seemed similar in measurements to Meta's plus size dresses, so I thought that's going to be the one for me. But it's actually quite big on me. I find that it sits a little bit awkwardly, so I am looking to have this taken in at some point, just because I feel like I'm swimming in it, to be honest, which is a rare issue in my collection. It is easier to take something in than it is to like add new fabric to it, so I'm not mad about that. Either way, I'm just very pleased to have this in my collection because Winnie the Pooh is so special to me. I had a Winnie the Pooh themed nursery when I was a baby, so I have loved Winnie the Pooh for as long as I can remember, and I feel so glad that there is such a dress in Lolita and that I was able to collect it. I also wanted to note that there's so many gorgeous little details. I love the pin tucks on the bodice. I love the ladder lace used here, and then there's different ladder lace used at the hem. Everything about this dress is just absolutely gorgeous. It's so well constructed. And I actually did manage to get the matching head bow, which is absolutely adorable as well. I've only worn this once, and because it didn't fit great, I haven't been super inclined to wear it since, but I'm hoping that once I do get it taken in, that I'll be wearing it much more often. And my last gray dress is the Girl Detective JSK with a pocket from Metamorphose. I'm actually really lucky to have this dress because it sold out before I could buy it initially. Most of Meta's releases these days are pre-orders, and they don't typically sell out pretty fast because they, include adequate stock and all that. This was not a pre-order, this was a limited release, and it sold out like within an hour, I think. I had like just no chance of getting it because I slept through the release window. Luckily, I was able to send in an inquiry to Meta and they found me one at their Nagoya store, so I'm very glad to have it in my wardrobe. This dress is made of 100% wool, so it is quite warm. I can really only wear it this time of year since I live in a desert. But that doesn't matter, I'm just happy to have it. I love mystery novels, I grew up reading Nancy Drew, so having a Girl Detective JSK is like a dream come true. There's so many ways to sort of customize this dress because the capelet is reversible and removable, so are these plackets on the bodice, so is the belt, so is the pocket. Just so many fun little ways to customize your experience. I also had to get the matching detective casket. It's just too adorable to deny. Most of Meta's hats are a little bit small for me. I do happen to have a huge head, but that doesn't matter to me. I'll use as many bobby pins as I need because it's just so stinking cute. Next up we have my first and only green main piece. This is also my first and only Alice and the Pirates main piece. This is Queen of Snow and the Magic of Whiteness JSK1. Last year, like I said, I was really making an effort to expand the repertoire of brands in my wardrobe, and I started to familiarize myself with the works of Alice and the Pirates, and I absolutely fell in love with this print. It's just absolutely stunning. Not only is the color just like so vibrant and lovely, the print artwork itself is just so detailed and gorgeous, and I just totally fell in love with this JSK in particular. I love a cross tie. I also love the pearl chain at the waist. Just everything about it is so pretty. And like a week, I think, after I said in my Instagram stories that I really wanted to own this dress, it popped up on Wonderwelt for like 80 bucks, and I did what had to be done. So I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. It does need to be altered, so I'm hoping to get that done sometime this year. But until then, I'm just pleased to gaze at it lovingly. First up from the navy portion of my wardrobe is Bear's Happy March shirring OP from Physical Drop. And before anyone freaks out, I don't normally hang up my shirred pieces this way. I normally like fold it through here, that way the shirring isn't getting stretched, but I've hung it up this way for display purposes. This OP is without a doubt the most comfortable main piece in my wardrobe. It stretches so far, it's so comfy. I would definitely recommend this release if you are plus sized and looking for a comfortable and cute OP. Another thing that this dress has in its favor is that this is perhaps the only fully shirred main piece I've ever encountered where they've added enough fabric to the skirt for it to still poof like crazy when the shirring is like almost fully stretched out. Like, the amount of fabric used in this skirt is crazy. It's so poofy, it's so gorgeous. I feel really lucky to have this in my collection. It's been a goal of mine to own something from Physical Drop for a while. I really respect Kato-san and I love her design, so I'm really pleased to finally own something from her. And the print itself is just absolutely adorable. I mean, look at this poor little rabbit who's tripping. Look at these little teddy bears carrying presents. Everything about this print is so adorable, and I'm really happy to have it in my collection. Next up, we have our first crown label piece of the bunch. There will be many more to come. This is the Night Carnival Puff Sleeve OP, and it's one of my favorite dresses in my collection. Night Carnival is my all-time favorite print. I own it in every colorway, and navy is perhaps my favorite just because I think this colorway best exemplifies the theme of a carnival at night. Either way, all of the colorways are gorgeous, which is why I own all of them. But this is just such a fabulous print, such a fabulous dress. You really don't see neon used very much in Lolita, so it's very unique in that regard. The actual cut of this OP is super cute with the little cross straps and this little brooch that comes with, the little waist belt and the matching tulle, and this dress was altered by Thistledown Emporium, who added this shirring panel and back bustle. I couldn't be more pleased with the work she did. Unfortunately for me, I am able in a china shop at all times, and I broke the zipper after one wear. I don't know why I'm like this, but I like completely forgot that there's a zipper that you need to use to enter and exit the dress. And I tried to take the dress off without undoing the zipper, so I just like mangled that zipper. I need to have it replaced before I can wear it again. I'm hoping to get that done soon, so hopefully you'll see me in this somewhat soon. Either way, it's one of my favorite dresses and I'm so glad to have it in my wardrobe. Next up is Classic Tea House. This is from the initial release in 2022, and it's not technically navy. Technically it's black and blue, but I think together they make a dress that appears overall navy, so that's where I store it with my other navy dresses. I absolutely adore this print. The sort of way that this print is laid out reminds me a lot of Violet Fane's Otome Nostalgia, which is a print I really like, but unfortunately do not yet own. I also love tea themes, so this definitely fits the bill in that regard. There's so many lovely little details, like the, let me see if I can get it, the teacup and saucer charm on the waist bow, and these lovely little pearl buttons. I love the round neckline on this JSK. It's so cute and flattering, and it's great for showing off more detailed blouses. I also love that this JSK is like the perfect length for me at 5'7". I find that it's like just that perfect Lolita length that's not too long, not too short, and it's probably one of my only dresses that really hits me that way, so I really appreciate it for that reason. Overall, it's just a really nice, versatile dress that I find I can wear lots of different ways, and I love black, I love navy, I love blue, so I love courting this as much as I can. Then we have the Brilliant Princess Frill JSK from Meta. This is one of my all-time favorite prints. I actually own it in 2 colorways, you'll see the other one later. And this particular JSK I think is so unique and lovely. I love the big scalloped hem with the tulle ruffle. I love this detachable yoke and the lace up on the bodice. I love these 2 little mini waist bows instead of one big waist bow. Everything about it is so cool and cute, and I'm really looking forward to being able to wear it someday. It does need to be altered. To be honest, it's not super high on my priority list for alterations just because I do have a second Brilliant Princess in my collection. That one has already been altered, so I can currently wear it, so if I ever get the itch, I can sort of soothe it with that other JSK. But for now, I'm just really pleased to have it in my collection and to be able to look at it fondly. Oh, I should also note, Brilliant Princess is one of few meta prints that I own that actually have glitter embedded in the print. And my last navy main piece is the Sailor JSK with Pocket from Meta's 2022 Sailor series. I'm so pleased to have this in my collection. I love Sailor Lolita. I love sailor dresses in general, and this was one of my favorite versions of the sailor style that Meta's done in recent years, so I was super glad to add it to my collection. I just really like the simplicity of this JSK. I find I can wear it really easily in casual and in daily life. I love that it has 2 functioning pockets, which is super nice for when you're on the go. This dress also came with a matching underskirt. To be honest, I kind of forget that the underskirt exists because I hang it up separately from the dress, and then without fail I always forget to put it on, but it is really nice and it does add a nice little frill to the bottom of the dress. I also bought the matching sailor beret. I'm weak for a sailor beret, okay? It's just too cute. And although Meta's hats are too small for my big head, it's worth it to use a ton of bobby pins to wear this. Actually, I lied about that being my last Navy JSK. This is my last Navy JSK. This is Memories Garden from the 2021 Summer Special Sets, and this dress has immense meaning to me. Ever since I've gotten it, it's been one of my most worn dresses. The cut is very simple, but the print is fairly elaborate and really elegant, so I find I can coordinate it in a lot of different ways. But most of all, this dress is special to me because I wore it to my college graduation this past year, which is a very treasured memory for me. I was really glad that I could incorporate Lolita into that special day in my life, and I will always associate this dress with that day. Moving on to blue, we have the Twinkle Journey Puff Sleeve OP. This is from the 2015 release. I'm really pleased to have this dress in my collection. If I had to pick a second favorite color of Twinkle Journey, it would be this one. I think the vibrant blue mixed with the vibrant lavender is such a pretty color combination, and I find that it can be corded in a lot of different ways because of this color scheme. I also wanted to note that I took a chance on this OP, not because I didn't like the design, I just wasn't sure if it was going to fit me, and someone was selling this on JP Mercari for like 40-50 bucks because it is stained to hell, and I thought, why not? Low investment, low risk, and I got it and was so shocked to learn that it actually does fit me without needing any alterations. It's so comfortable and cute, and it's definitely a treasured piece in my wardrobe now. I am still working on getting all the stains out. I have made some progress, but we're not 100% of the way there. All the same, I'm super glad to have it in my wardrobe, and I'm also really lucky that the seller included the matching head bow, which I find I use a lot to match my other pieces that have this vibrant blue, just because it's like printed fabric, but it's not super specifically printed, so it can work well with a lot of different cords. I'm just really happy to have both of these. And my last blue dress is the Happy Balloon OP from Meta's Crown label. Happy Balloon was one of my ultimate dream prints for many years, and I was so excited when I finally got my hands on this one. I absolutely adore this print. Hot air balloons are very special to me and my family, so I kind of try to buy up all the hot air balloon prints I can find. There's not that many of them, to be honest, but it's just, it simply doesn't get cuter than this. I mean, look at this rubber ducky balloon and the rubber ducky balloon children. It really doesn't get any better than this. And another cool thing about this print series is that the different colorways are done in such a way that it shows a sky scene at different points of the day, so the sky changes. I own this in 2 out of 3 colorways so far, so I'm really hoping to get that third navy colorway someday. Either way, I'm just so pleased to have this in my wardrobe. I do need to have this one altered. It almost fits me, but not quite, so I'm hoping that the alterations will be minor enough. All the same, I'm super happy to have it. It's such an adorable cut. I love this bow with this like little acrylic ducky balloon charm and the big red buttons and all this adorable lace, and that these mini bows have star charms on them. There's just so many fun little details about this dress. And I feel so lucky to finally have a happy balloon piece in my collection. Hi! Welcome to the second part of my wardrobe tour. You'll notice that my voice is a little bit messed up at the moment. I'm getting over a cold, so I apologize that I sound weird, but hopefully it won't mess things up too much. And kicking off the sax portion of my wardrobe is Shirring Princess from Baby the Stars Shine Bright. This is my first main piece from Baby, and I couldn't be more pleased with it. The construction is so sturdy, the fabric itself is so sturdy, everything about it is so gorgeous, and I just can't believe how lucky I am to have this in my wardrobe at last. I've had my eye on Shirring Princess for a long time, but I was never sure if it would fit me. Luckily, this 2023 release does fit me, although I would say that I am the absolute max at around 140 centimeters in the bust. So I wouldn't really recommend going beyond that. But I'm just so pleased to have this in my collection. It's such a lovely sort of vibrant shade of sax, which I know seems sort of contrarian. And all of the lace they used on the back is so gorgeous. Not to mention the lovely bustle. I love anything with a bustle. This has definitely become my go-to sort of casual wear piece. There's not very many non-printed items in my wardrobe, which is why I bought this. Just because although I love my printed pieces, they sometimes feel a bit much for like going to the grocery store, but I don't feel awkward going out in this at all. It's just really nice, really simple, really casual, but still so lovely. And because of the bustle and the gorgeous lace, I definitely feel that I could dress it up if I needed to. It's just all around a great addition to my wardrobe. Next up is Swan Garden. This is from Metamorphose. This was part of a special set release, and it came in 2 lengths. This is the mini length. Honestly, this is one of my favorite dresses in my wardrobe. It's a total workhorse. I wear it all the time because it is just so comfortable. It's one of my stretchiest full shirring JSKs. I would say that the max bust is probably somewhere around 150, so I never feel sort of like restricted when I'm wearing it at all. I feel like I can move around freely and go about my day. It's another one of the dresses in my wardrobe that I feel I can wear casually or dressed up, so it definitely gets a lot of wear for that reason. The print is so unique and pretty. I feel like you really don't see topiary prints too often in Lolita. I wish we did. But this one is just really, really lovely, really, really comfortable, and I feel so lucky to have it in my wardrobe. Luckily, I do have the matching head bow, and I wear it with this dress pretty often because it's kind of a unique shade of sax. It's like a very warm sax. It's not quite mint, but it's almost mint, if that makes sense. And my last angelic pretty dress is Milky Planet from the 2023 MTO. I can't believe how lucky I am to own this dress. I really never thought I would get a chance to own it just because it's so expensive secondhand. I am willing to pay brand prices for a brand new dress, but I rarely like to pay full retail for something secondhand. And so when this MTO got announced, I had to jump on it because legitimately, buying it new is probably the cheapest I was ever going to get it. And I do have to get this altered, so I didn't want to pay more than was necessary. This is first in the alterations queue. I mean, look at this iconic print. The glitter is so cute. I just can't wait to have this on my body. And naturally, I did get the matching head bow because, I mean, who can deny that little ice cream brooch? I'm a sucker for any kind of head accessory that comes with a matching brooch because I feel like it's 2 accessories in one because you can wear the brooch separately. But all around, I'm just super pleased to have this in my collection. I love the scalped collar, I love the scalped hem. It's just so perfect, and I can't wait for the day I get to wear it. Next up is Popping Balloon from Meta's Crown label. This particular skirt was part of a limited release that was exclusive to the Yokohama and Fukuoka stores. So it is a little bit rare, and I feel really lucky to have it in my possession. I do need to get this one altered, but Meta's full shirring skirts usually don't take much alteration for me. Usually just like a small strip of fabric added to the waistband is all it takes. So I'm hoping to get that done soon. It is pretty high up in the alterations queue because I just absolutely adore this print. It features ice cream carousels, ice cream hot air balloons, Everything about it is positively adorable, and the colors are so perfect. It's such a nice mix of pastels and saturated shades that you could definitely coordinate it in a lot of different ways. I'm just really pleased to have it in my collection, and since owning it, it's definitely become one of my favorite Crown Label prints. And my last Saks main piece is the Cotton Candy mini skirt from Meta's Crown Label. This particular skirt, I can tell, was part of a Lucky Pack release, but I can't figure out which one specifically. The lace trim is a little bit different than what was used on the original release for Cotton Candy, and I've seen this lace on other Lucky Pack skirts from Meta, but I can't pinpoint which Lucky Pack it was a part of, which kind of drives me a little bit nuts. So I don't know exactly when this one was released, but sometime in the past. All around, it's just a really cute, really sort of generically sweet print. Honestly, Cotton Candy is not my favorite print from Crown Label, but I like to have it because it's nice to have such sort of a washed out pastel rainbow print, just because that's sort of I guess, a good staple at any Sweet Lolita's wardrobe. I feel like I can make super sugary sweet cords with this, and I can use up all of my pastel items whenever I want to wear this, so it definitely gets good use in my wardrobe. And kicking off lavender, we have Dreamy Little Farm from Metamorphose. This is one of my favorite dresses in terms of silhouette. The tiered skirt mixed with this particular texture of cotton drapes really well over a petticoat and gives it a really nice bell shape. I find it to be sort of my go-to dress for country chords, and also I wear it a lot in springtime because I feel like the lavender mixed with the yellow and the green is like quintessential spring color scheme. I absolutely adore so many of the details on this dress. The frothy lace, the bodice, this little flower charm on the bow. There's also really lovely flower lace at the where this like skirt separates, and also along the shoulder straps. I also had to get the matching headdress. It's really unique. It's sort of a babushka style headdress. However, the like kerchief and the rectangle portion can separate. That way you can wear it as just a rectangle headdress, so definitely good versatility there. All around, it's a really unique piece in my wardrobe, and I'm really glad to have it in my collection. Then moving on to my next Night Carnival piece. This is, of course, Night Carnival from Meta's Crown Label. This is the A-line JSK, and I swapped it out for the mini skirt, which I used to own. This one does need to be altered. It's not super high up on my priority list just because I have 2 Night Carnivals that I will be able to wear soon, so I should let other prints have their time to shine before I get to this one. But I do love the lavender colorway of Night Carnival. I just think it's so festive and cute. And I also love the like shimmery golden bows on the skirt. I really enjoy A-line dresses. I've never worn one before, so I don't know how this one will look on me. I'll have to wait until it's altered, but I'm excited to see. I should also mention, this is the only Crown Label piece I've ever managed to get with tags on, so I finally own a Crown Label tag. I'm so excited to have it. Then we have my first and only red main piece. This is Patissier in the Forest from Metamorphose. This is probably my favorite cut that this print has come in because I love the detachable faux fur collar and of course the back bustle. The print itself is absolutely adorable. It features some woodland critters having tea with lots of delicious looking sweets. All around, it's such a lovely dress for fall and winter, and that's definitely when I wear it the most. Kicking off pink, we have Magical Painting from Meta's Crown Label. This is such a fun little print that features bears and bunnies playing with art supplies. I've always said that if I were an art teacher, this is probably the print I would want to wear to class. It's just really cute and really nice for casual wear because even though the print is pretty busy, it's not especially fancy, I guess you would say. This one has been altered. These side panels were added by the local couture shop I've mentioned in the past, and because of that, it poofs really nicely compared to my other fully shirred skirts. I think in the future when I'm altering skirts, rather than doing side panels, I would prefer to do like a back bustle on the skirt, but these still work really nicely. Next up is the Wonder Card Queen of Hearts JSK from Metamorphose. You may also know this print as Card Playing Kitty. That was the name it was first released under in English, and I just love this dress to pieces. It is without a doubt the most OTT dress in my collection. Between the side bustle and the tuxedo style bodice, it is just really, really over the top. But another thing I love about this dress is not only is the print absolutely adorable, but the construction is really nice. There's so many different types of lace used on this dress. Like, I love this playing card motif lace and this heart lace, and then there's different lace on the bodice. It's just so well constructed and so gorgeous. I'm really glad to have it in my collection. I should also note that I did buy the matching hair accessory. It comes with this little playing card kitten brooch, which is mostly why I bought the matching KC. But all around, I'm just really glad to have it in my collection. Next up is Fruit Punch Soda or Citron Soda from Metamorphose. This has got to be one of my all-time favorite sort of fruit or beverage prints, I guess you would say. I love prints that depict glass. This definitely checks all the boxes for me. It's so light and summery and refreshing, and I feel like even though it is very summery, I can wear it any time of year just because it's so nice and casual. It definitely gets a lot of use in my wardrobe for that reason. I was also lucky enough to get the matching hair accessory, which is sort of this rectangle headdress that's like a collection of smaller bows. It's really cute, so definitely a workhorse piece in my wardrobe. Next up is the Night Carnival Shirring JSK from Meta's Crown label. I cannot believe that this is in my wardrobe. This dress in this particular colorway was my ultimate dream dress for many years, and I just got so incredibly lucky to be able to grab it last year. This dress does not come up very often secondhand. Meta's Shirring JSKs are kind of hard to come by because people tend to hold on to them because they are quite plus size friendly, and I just can't believe how lucky I am. There's so many great little details. I love the shimmery tulle, the glittery bows. I love the glittery rickrack along the skirt, and it has divided shoulder straps, which you don't see very often in Lolita. There's just so many fun little details to this dress. It's so comfortable. I would say the max bust measurement is probably around 145 cm, and it's definitely one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite dress in my wardrobe. Oh, I was also lucky enough to get it with the matching ribbon combs, so I'm very grateful for that because this pink is not easy to match. Next up, we have Happy Sewing Time from Metamorphose. This is surprisingly the most expensive dress in my wardrobe. I looked it up on the library a while back, and I kind of thought that the Wonder Card JSK was going to be my most expensive, but it's actually this one, which is surprising, but I'm not displeased. The cut of this dress is so pretty. I love the ladder lace along the collar and the use of mini bows, and also ladder lace on the split skirt. The lace is so nice, and the print itself is absolutely adorable. Just features bears and bunnies and sewing supplies. I love sewing themed dresses, although this is currently the only one I own. I'd love to own more in the future though. This is just such a very flattering dress. I always feel confident when I wear it, and I do love it for that reason. The material they used is also kind of interesting. It is cotton, but it's like, even amongst cotton in general, it's very breathable and sort of cool feeling. So it's definitely very comfortable for me to wear it in summer, but I definitely appreciate it in that regard. It's just definitely one of my new favorites, I would say. And my last pink main piece is the Honey Picnic Shirring JSK from Meta's Crown label. I consider myself extremely lucky to own this dress. It comes up very rarely in the shirring cut, and really any piece from this series is fairly rare because people tend to hold on to it. I completely understand why though. I mean, this print is about as iconic as it gets. Just bears having a picnic in the forest with pancakes. It just really doesn't get better than this. I adore Honey Picnic. I would love to own it in other colorways someday, but right now I'm just so pleased to have the pink colorway. This one is pretty plus size friendly. I would say the max bust is probably around 145 centimeters, but the bodice is quite short, so I usually halter tie the straps to get it a little bit lower. I'd like to add some fabric to the straps so that I don't have to halter tie it soon though. All around, it's just a really lovely, adorable dress, and I'm so lucky to have it. So I lied about that being my last pink main piece. My actual last pink main piece is Dreaming Heart Lemon from Metamorphose. This is just an absolutely adorable print that features little teddy bears with lemons. It's such a easy sort of breezy spring summer print. That's usually when I wear this, although I do wear it year round, I would say, just more so in spring and summer. Because the border print is kind of minimal, it's really easy to wear in daily life compared to some of my busier prints, so I really appreciate it in that regard. I will note that this is probably the longest dress I own. I have to wear like a specific longer petticoat with it, otherwise it looks kind of funky, but it's still one of my favorites. Kicking off the mint portion of my wardrobe is Biscuit Bear is a Chocolatier from Sleepyland. This is such an adorable dress and such an adorable print. I really love the print artwork. It just features lots of little bears and lots of little chocolate treats. Historically, I've been wary of chocolate prints, not because I don't love that as a theme, because I do, but because my skin and hair are brown, so I always worried that if I wore something that was too brown heavy, I would like become washed out. But because this dress is so ivory and mint forward, I don't feel concerned about that at all, and I find it to be really flattering, really comfortable, and I'm super glad to have it in my collection. I do actually have the matching head bow, which is absolutely adorable, so cute. I love Casey's that feature mini bows, so definitely gets extra points in that regard. Next up we have Cats and Cherry Cake from Metamorphose. This is another one of my longest dresses, so I do typically wear a longer petticoat with it. It comes with a detachable collar and overskirt, and to be honest, I usually forget that I have the collar because I store it separately. I really need to start hanging it up like this, that way I'll remember to wear it because it is very cute. But all around, this is like one of the sweetest prints I own. I mean, it really doesn't get sweeter than like kittens in shopping carts with cake mix. It's so adorable, and it's definitely one of my favorite prints that Meta has done in recent years. I just really think Meta understands what sweet Lolitas want, and they showed us that with this print. And I don't know if you'll be able to see on camera, but there's actually like glitter dots embedded into the fabric, so it definitely sparkles in a really nice way when you wear it. Next up we have Flower Bottle from Metamorphose. This is probably the closest to a classic print in my wardrobe because it is primarily florals, but you might be able to see there's little birds and bunnies featured throughout the print as well that definitely give it more of a sweeter edge. Whenever I'm feeling in that sort of sweet classic mood, this is the dress I go for. This one is quite plus size friendly, probably around 140 max bust, but I will note that if you have a larger bust, I would recommend sewing down the buttons on the bodice because they can gap a little bit. I should also note that I was lucky enough to get this with the matching head bow, which is so adorable, and I'm really glad to have it. And my last mint main piece is the Jewel Butterfly Shirring JSK from Meta. This is a dress I also consider myself very lucky to have because it's kind of hard to find this particular cut, just because shirring JSKs are in general hard to come by. This is definitely plus size friendly, it fits me very comfortably, and I did do a minor alteration on it. It's the only time I've ever really done alterations by myself. You see this sort of ribbon that goes across the front. There's a matching one in the back, and they connected at the sides of the dress, but because they don't stretch, it was kind of hindering the skirt's ability to poof, so I chose to sever it on the sides and just leave them connected on the front and back. And now the skirt poofs much better, so I'm really pleased with how that turned out. All around, it's just an absolutely gorgeous print. I love butterfly prints. I love the color scheme. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but there is glitter embedded in this print, so definitely very lovely in that regard. All around, it was a super lucky find. Now we've got my one and only yellow main piece. This is the Bubble Bath Shirring JSK from Meta's Crown label. Another dress that I consider myself so incredibly lucky to have in my collection. Bubble Bath is kind of a very sought after print. I mean, I understand why. It's absolutely adorable. And the Shirring JSK in particular is pretty hard to come by. So when this came up on Lace Market, I just like jumped at it, no time to think, gotta go for it. It's so cute. It comes with this matching sort of overdress, which has these adorable mini bows all over it. It's so cute. I don't often wear it with the overdress because I think it looks a little awkward on me, just because I don't think it was intended for somebody with a larger chest. But I'm still trying to figure out how to make it work. I'll see if maybe I can wear it as like an overskirt rather than an overdress. But we shall see. All the same, I'm super lucky to have it in my collection, and I just can't believe that I own it. Kicking off Ivory, we have Memories Garden. You will have seen me wear this in the first part of this video. This is definitely one of my favorite dresses in my collection. I love the way it looks on me. I feel very comfortable in it. And of course, the print is just so lovely. I love Memories Garden in all of the colorways, but Ivory definitely holds a special place in my heart. It just feels very regal to me. It has the feeling of a garden party almost. And I am lucky enough to have it with the matching hair accessories. They came as a set, so just really pleased to have this in my collection. Next up, we have Brilliant Princess from Metamorphose. This JSK is in the mini length, and it was altered by Thistledown Emporium, who added this shirring panel and back bustle. It fits like a dream, and it's just one of my most prized possessions. I absolutely adore Brilliant Princess, as you can tell by me owning it in 2 colorways. And I just adore this cut in particular. I love the cross strap. I love the pearls embedded in the bow. I love the 2 mini bows at the waist. Everything about it is so adorable, and I'm so lucky to have it in my collection. Next up, we have another Happy Balloon for Meta's Crown label, this time in the JSK that was released as a part of Meta's 2016 Winter Lucky Packs. This JSK cut is really simple and cute, and I find that I'll probably be able to wear it in a lot of different ways once I do get it altered. I would say that this cut is similar in size to Meta's current normal size JSKs, so if they fit you, you'll probably fit this. All around, it's just such an adorable print, and I am still hoping to complete the trifecta someday. I just consider myself really lucky to have this, and I was also lucky enough to get it with the matching ribbon combs, so very pleased in that regard. Next up, we have the Little Squirrel Fur Collar JSK from Metamorphose. This is another dress that I'll need to have altered, but I'm so looking forward to the day I can wear it. The cut itself is so unique. I love the little pearls embedded in the faux fur. I love the myriad bows all throughout this dress. And it does feature a back bustle, which we all know I love. The print itself is so charming and cute. I especially love the little squirrels who are stuffing their faces with mushrooms and acorns. It's so cute, and I'm so happy to have it in my collection. To be honest, I bought it because I got it for a good price, but after seeing it up close, I've totally fallen in love with it. Next up is Cinderella Dreams from Meta. This is the medium length JSK, and it's one of my absolute all-time favorite prints. I just find the way that they've done this print to be so unique, and you won't really be able to tell, but this is actually a flocky print rather than printed fabric. It's just so exquisite is the word that comes to mind. I love the glittery bows, I love the pearl buttons, I love the little horse charm. Everything about this dress is so lovely, and I can't wait for the day that I get to wear it. This is probably number 2 in the alterations queue because I'm so looking forward to having this in my wearable section of my wardrobe someday. Last but not least is Secret Perfume Lab from Metamorphose. I just got this in the mail the other day, and I'm so excited to add it to my collection. It's an adorable print that features cats in a laboratory brewing perfumes. It has lots of little glass bottles, which tickles my brain in just the right way. I'm so excited to have this. The colorway itself is really unique. I feel like you don't see this darker ivory mixed with lavender and brown that much, but it definitely gives it a sort of antique photo feeling, I guess you would say. All around, I'm super pleased to add it to my collection. That's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!